Hey everyone. So have you ever wanted to know what an economic policy would look like under the banner of envy and resentment towards particular groups in any society? Then look no further than this new budget that's being introduced by none other than Bill Morneau. As we're seeing time again, and it's not even been that long. Hello, holy Christ, Trudeau and his feminist authoritarian counterparts and his SJW cohorts, they haven't even been in power that long. But we're already seeing time again how manipulative they are, and so entrenched in an ideology, and not just in terms of social engineering and social aspects of society, but now even in terms of economic policy and development. This whole budget, everything is about feminism, about promoting women. Although when they say promoting women, like, listen, let me tell you, if you're a lady, I mean, I know a lot of women in my own life that understand this intrinsically. But if you're one of these women that fall for this bullshit, let me tell you, all the government is looking for right now is, I guess they recognize that men, I guess because, we're just so pig-headed and stubborn and just unwilling to be, well, a lot of us, I guess, or at least a substantial portion of us, are unwilling to obey the mandates and edicts of central planners. So, sir, we're more rebellious, I guess. And actually, a lot of us are much more self-sufficient. So they're like, we can't fucking control men nearly as easily as we can women. Unfortunately, and like I say, there's lots of exceptions to the rule. My wife and many other women in my life don't fit into this equation, but I've recognized there are a lot of women who are easily manipulated if you get the right figureheads in power, in charge, or like someone like Trudeau with his shiny hair where he's playing to your sensibilities and pretending that he's a feminist just like you, ladies. He's just a feminist like you. Don't concern yourself with the fact that he's trying to divide the sexes. Listen, he's doing it because he's so caring about women. But then you would have to question yourself, well, wait a minute. What about the men? Why are you making this about your opposing sex? You're a man, and you're making all of your political policies based on the opposite sex. Don't you have sons too, Trudeau? Right? What would that mean? Could you imagine being a father figure, raising your kids where you promote nothing but your girls or your wife and your daughter, but if you got a son, it's like, I don't really give a shit about my son. Fuck him. He'll figure it out, right? He's a guy. So it's like, that's a lot of manipulation, psychologically, politically for sure. But what does that all mean? What could that even possibly mean? Because if you look out on the landscape today, and that's another thing I just keep thinking time again, that old saying, you want to know who rules over you? Look who you can't insult, right? And who can't you insult today? Well, sure shit isn't men, because if you insult men, you get nothing but cheers and applause from all the people that are in power, right? But how dare you go against women or feminism? That's something. Or social justice warriors. Whoa, look at the pushback against anything about that. So who's really in charge here? Is it really all these men? Really? Sure as hell doesn't look like that in the real world. The political propagandists want to put forth a narrative that that's the case, but are you seeing that correlated in the real world? I'm not in any way, shape, or form. What I'm seeing is, and I haven't figured out, and it might be a combination of both, but I haven't figured out yet, is it merely the fact that Trudeau comes from drama teaching, like he's a drama fucking student, all about the flair of drama and acting? Is he just creating a narrative? Like, is he just acting this out as a means to get more and more subject slaves from the female side of things into the workforce so that they can better manipulate and control them? Or is he really just one of those beta fucking cuck type guys that's just really envious of other men that have been so much more successful in their life in the private sector? Or is it a combination of both? Because like I say, it doesn't necessarily have to be one or the other. It could be a combination of both. But something tells me that all this shit, and I mean like Bill Morneau, does this look like a guy that, like, think about it. Who's Bill Morneau? Like, take him outside, take him out of his suit, put him anywhere outside of being part of government. Where would he have fit in society? Is he in one of those envious guys, like couldn't get any tail, couldn't get any skin when he was growing up? I was like, oh, I hate those men that were always fucking better looking and better in the private sector, more efficient, more entrepreneurial, more competition oriented. Are they just loathing and envious of those types? Or are they also, in conjunction with being loathing of their superior alpha male counterparts, are they also just saying that, yeah, I'm against them, but at the same time, a lot of women rejected me over the course of my life. I didn't do very well in the dating scene. And I have a lot of pent-up anger and frustration towards women, and you know what? Fuck it. I'll pretend that I'm their friend. I'll play the benevolence game so that they'll be out there and be good little slaves, serfs, and subjects to the ruling class, and they will maintain and sustain our pretense of authority over the economy, over the people of Canada. I don't know. Could go either way as far as I'm concerned. And I like I say, I'm not a psychologist, so I can't delve into the mind of these people and give you an honest, objective answer. I can't. There's some things we can't know. And I don't know. I don't know the reason why they're doing this pure gender-based budget. A budget that's based on favoring a gender over the other gender. Does that not seem completely discriminatory? Isn't the whole pretense of having our Bill of Rights about denying discrimination? And this is government discrimination. This isn't private sector individual actors discriminating against others in the economy, whether it's through race or sex or economic status. This is the government discriminating against men. And it's literally written into their budget that they're going to discriminate against men. Like I say, I don't know. I just don't know how you get around. Like, what? I mean, and I see the polls. It's like, women like this. Okay, I'm sure if you're a woman, just like if you're a man and you had some authoritarian government that's going to give you all the economic and social favors and arbitrarily prop you up in a position of higher status than everyone else. I get it that you might like, oh, yeah, I like it. I'll take it. You know, that might sound good in the short terms, like, yeah, hey, I get to use the big, gigantic gunner room to prop me up and oppress everyone else. And if you're one of the people that get to benefit from that, like I say, I'm sure I understand you probably don't want to fight or rail against it, right? Because you're benefiting from it. But don't you see the long term or the big picture, the macro aspect of what that means? Do you think that's really going to play out well, right? So, I mean, it didn't play out well when men dominated women in the past through the power of government, through using the mystical gun in the room, or force and coercion or compulsion. That didn't work out well, right? That was the whole point of women standing up and fighting for their rights and their freedoms. But now it's been flipped upside down, where now women are running the show and seemingly willing to go along with their political masters, whether it's a male feminist like Trudeau, or some of these feminazis like fucking Notley or Kathleen Wynne. They seem to be like, okay, we want to dominate men, and we recognize that politics, you know, the big gigantic gun room, that's the only way we can do it. But hey, if it's a means to our ultimate end where we get to benefit and everyone else has to suffer as a consequence, hey, I'm willing to go along to get along. How could that possibly work out for society? I mean, yeah, well, unless, like I say, you just want to create another oppressive state. But do you really think that men are going to accept being ruled over and oppressed by people that they perceive, not just socially, but economically and physically, they're inferiors in so many aspects, in so many ways, in so many regards? Do you really think that that's going to play out properly? It seems to me that it's actually going to have the completely opposite effect and will end up causing a whole lot more pain than it does to resolve any social or economic problems that we currently face in Canada. Hey, what do I know? I'm just a live, let live libertarian with an amazing wife and companion of 28 years that agrees with me. What do I know? I'm not a central planner, and I never played one on TV, nor would I ever seek out to be. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.